Day 6, New York Vendée race. We are now 5 days, 22 hours at sea. And I'm quite far north. Over here is Greenland. And the Labrador Current with cold water. We are in the middle of a high pressure. The sea and the sky look silver. But we are moving despite the light wind. You see the little ripples on the water. And you see we are moving a bit. Show you the other foil. It's rare to see the whole foil underwater. This is actually a little puff. Earlier it has been less wind. I observe some birds and I feel they have troubles to take off without wind. Look, there's a whole group of them. They are like sitting together. There. Where did I see them? Look, a group of birds sitting on the ocean. And the dark patch is a bit of wind, I guess. Wind patches. It's a bit patchy. Anyone remembers the bow number? That's the founding date of Monaco. And the foils are Monaco red. Very peaceful. I haven't seen any peaceful sailing like this in a long time. I feel a little bit ill today. Not ill, but not so well. I'm not sure if I'm a bit exhausted or if I have a little flu. Anyway, I try to not think about it and just rest a bit as well. Good moment here to rest. The last 24 hours almost have been quite peaceful. Not as slow like this. I started off with like going 27 knots and in very light winds the boat would just start to foil and I had this swell coming from behind and did this beautiful surf north. That obviously ebbed off, and since then it got lighter and lighter, but here and there little puffs where I need to put the full keel and even rake, and that has been less and less, but through the morning I have been with rake on, rake off. Rake is the angle of the foil, and keel up and keel down, and playing a little bit with these to keep the boat straight. So next 24 hours will be the big question. For how long are we going to be stopped? Or can we keep trucking like this? On the surface here is almost no wind. A bit of wind up there. You can see. You can see them spinning. But it's not much, huh? It's like a few knots, but we're going 5 knots in 2-3 knots of wind. So any less than this, then the sails start flapping. Fingers crossed. Not too much of that, because if there's anything I don't like, then it's sitting still with flapping sails. But that was to be expected on this pass for sure. It was really cold this morning, and now actually the sun has some power. I think the water must be 8 degrees, at least that's what it's showing on the chart. Yeah, it's very calming and nice to spend a little bit of time outside. is rare in life, huh? Calm moments like this. Very impressive. The vastness of the ocean. And I try to think what's underneath. I think of Sylvia Earle, who I met in New York, and she reminded me to not forget what's underneath. This big world we're sailing above, we spend most of the time inside this cabin, and what I see is computer screens and sheets and the walls of my cabin, but look out a bit through the windows into the sails, but I don't look much at the sea, so I do a bit more today. I've seen a few algae, seaweed or something like that, and the birds, but that's it. Also a plank of wood, a pretty massive plank of wood earlier that I passed just 30 meters to windward. I saw it by coincidence looking out of the window. That's it, not much to declare today other than that. Yeah, look at this. That's how the ocean looks up in the north here. Very different. I really can't wrap my head around how different of an experience and how different of scenery we get between the South Group and my trip. Completely different hemispheres. They are south of the Azores and like something like, what is it, trade winds almost. They probably have t-shirt, sun cream if they go outside, and blasting downwind, at least for a bit until they have to go upwind. I guess in terms of competition, I try to not think too much about it at the moment. It is still uncertain for me what's the outcome of this, but I just try to not think too much about it. It's not in my hands now, it's in God's hands, the hands of the weather gods. And you know, if these were the old generation boats with the dagger boats, I would see no problem making a good move here in the north. But these damn boats with the foils, they go now 18, 19 knots upwind. So that means they go upwind as fast as downwind almost. So despite the fact that they have to go all the way upwind around the Azores high, and then especially in Cape Finisterre with the strong winds, they will be damn fast, probably ahead of me. But it's also an incredible experience to be up here. So that's for today. All the best, and talk to you tomorrow.